I just ran my first half marathon. Let's talk about it. Just got home from the expo, picked up all the goodies. Only thing left to do is to run it. Left my socks in here.
Bacon.
Hey. 1 mile in. 12 to go. Halfway. Mile 9. 4 to go. Wow. Hey, sir. We just did 13.1. Today's a good day. So obviously this was the hardest run I probably have ever done. The hills were gnarly. I definitely did not prepare myself and run hills around the house like I should have, but we're gonna talk about the splits. So here we go. Race started at 6:30 a.m. I was in Corral F. Didn't actually get started until A went off at 6:30, and I think I got to go at 6:49, somewhere in there. So I knew I wanted to be conservative. I didn't want to just come out the gate. And the farthest I've ever ran was 14 miles. So 13.1 is pretty close to the farthest I've ever ran anyways. So we started reserved and it was cold. I had a jacket on, I had gloves on. Did start with shorts and a hat. About mile 6, the gloves came off. It was just getting too hot. Kept the jacket on the whole entire race. So here's the splits right here. I'm gonna put them on the screen right here. Mile 1, 10 minutes. And it was so crowded at the beginning, trying to go up that first little, it wasn't even really a hill, just a small grade, and then we made a right, and when we made the right, it kind of opened up, and then you could kind of start taking off, and then we went down in Cincy, made another right after about a quarter mile, and then we were going across the bridge into northern Kentucky. So we were conservative, 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. And the bridge, you can see where I tried to keep good pace going up the hills, but I also knew that without training the hills as much as I should have, that I was gonna have to play it safe. So we played it safe for a little bit. They said mile 6 through 9 was the hardest. It was just slowly uphill the whole entire time. We went past Eden Park, beautiful. There was a guy dressed as, what's a cool plane? There was a guy dressed as Elvis singing, that was really cool. We hit mile 9, 9 minutes, 9 minutes at 10, and then 11 is when we started hammering. Okay, so mile 10 to mile 11, you start going on the downhill. And when I say downhill, I mean we are just cooking. And at one point in time, I had seen that my heart rate going up the hills and to the highest peak that we had reached, it was like 180, 179. And then something weird happened, hitting the downhill. At one point I was holding a pace at 745 and my heart rate had went back down to 160. Obviously it was because I was going downhill. But then as we can see here, 11, 8 minutes, 12, 8:17, 12, 8 minutes, 13, 8:07. 8:07 coming in. We had hit the downhill. The downhill was done around right before mile 12. And then it was just flat for the most part the rest of the way, but my heart rate never went back up. So if you can help explain that to me, that'd be great. Because running 8 minutes, that's, the fastest 5K I've ever done was 8:14. and I was cooked when I got done with that. Now, it could be the energy. I'm gonna tell you, I've never experienced being in a place like that, running with all those people. There was a ton of people. I actually have a screenshot right here I'll put up on the screen. Out of 12,534 people, I finished 3,928. I was stoked. With a final time of 2:05:15. I wanted 2:10. I wanted 2:10 or better, and we beat it by almost 5 minutes. I'm also waiting on FedEx to get here. My insulin pump broke yesterday, so almost 5 minutes faster than I wanted. Now, like I said, if we go back to the splits right here, you can see I was reserved. 10, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 9, 9, 9. And then at mile going into from 10 to 11, we hit the downhill, we just started picking up the pace. But as you can see, my heart rate right here, 160, from going from 8:17, mile 10 to mile 11, my heart rate 179. That was finishing that last little bit of going uphill, and I knew I needed to stop being so reserved. 179, back down to 167, 162, and then 160 as I come across the finish line. But when I came across the finish line, my legs were cooked. I was toast. My leg was blowing up from probably running the downhill aggressively and also not training. I've heard people say doing ultra marathons out in the middle of nowhere, running down mountains, that you have to train yourself to do that, because running downhill quickly will blow your legs up. And it was just the left side, and it was getting, what an experience. What an experience. I haven't ran since. Today is Wednesday, May 6th. This was on Sunday, May 3rd. My birthday was on May 4th. And for all my Star Wars fans out there, yes, I do love Star Wars. It was phenomenal. And I've already made up my mind. Next year, I'm doing the full. My buddy Jack did the full. He finished it. He's a part of the 1%. Less than 1% of people will ever run a marathon in their life, in the world. Less than 1% of people in the world will do that. So huge kudos to Jack out there just chugging along. Next year, I'm going to do the full. And hopefully by then, the fitness will be better. Heart rate will be better, longevity will be better, better training. I did have some hiccups in this training block. I hurt my foot. I was sick for like 3 weeks. All excuses, right? We was able to get it done, felt good. And I bought this hat at the expo. I love that. Effort over outcome. And I did put in a good effort. I wanted to be empty when I crossed the line, and I do believe that I was. Now, obviously I can nitpick, I could have picked up the pace, a little bit throughout the whole thing, maybe 20, 30 seconds faster. Could have came in maybe around 2 hours. At one point in time, I had a glimpse of 2 hours, and I just knew I wasn't gonna get it done. But like I said, the takeaway, we beat 2:10, and I wanted to beat 2:10 or no later than 2:10, and we almost did it by 5 minutes. So huge, huge win for me. I got the medal somewhere. Now we're gonna go do some easy runs later this week, get back into it for the first time. We're going to continue. I'm probably gonna roll right into marathon training, just because there's an event I'm trying to put on, a charity event at the track here locally in Madison. So trying to see if we can put that together last second in July. Who knows? But we're gonna roll into long training blocks, because I want to be ready for next year. I want to be ready for trail running, and trail running just looks awesome. The number one goal that I started, that I have for myself, Leadville 100. That's the chase, that's the end goal. I'm going to finish with this. You can do all things through Christ which strengthens you. He has given me the strength to train. He's given me the strength to not let fear of diabetes hold me back from doing things. The fear of like your sugar dropping, falling out, and I let that control me for a long time, and that I've put that to rest, and it is because of him I am able to do hard things. So until the next event, the training continues. I'll see you on the next one.